In today's video, we're taking a look at this iSteady X 3-axis gimbal from Hohem, and it comes with auto face tracking, quick roll switch, and moment mode, which we'll see in a second. But let's see what you get inside the box. So inside the box you get a small little tripod, so you can use this as a tripod as well, hands-free, because it does come with auto face tracking. Then you get your USB Type-C charging cable. There's no power brick included, but you can just use a mobile phone. You get a little quick starter guide there as well. You of course get the gimbal here. You can see it all folded up. Very nice build quality on this so far. It looks pretty good, but we'll take a closer look to that later. And you get a little wrist strap as well, so if you want to make sure that doesn't fall off from your wrist, as well as you get a nice little carry case here and more user manual with more detail, which is just a little bit thicker with more information. You get a nice little carry bag with the Hohem branding there, and obviously you can see it's a pretty good zip tie bag there to carry your gimbal. But that is everything that you get inside the box. Let's take a closer look at the gimbal. So this is the gimbal in its folded state. This is in its travel state, and on the front of the gimbal you can see you've got the branding there, you've got your camera record button there, as well as your power on button on the right hand side. Let's just focus in on that so you can see that. It's quite bright sunlight here. So you can see you got your different modes there, as well as your main functions of camera and power. So here you got your directional thumb, so you can manually control the direction of the gimbal itself. As well as just above that you've got your battery indicator and your Bluetooth indicator lights there as well. So you can take pictures, record videos, and switch the orientation of the device all from these control buttons here on the front of the device. And you can see the LED indicators there for the battery just above, as well as the Bluetooth on the right hand side. So that's all your information controls on the front of the device. So this is the gimbal itself. Now in order to fully open it, you need to unlock this little nut here, fully extend the arm, and then relock that nut to make sure the gimbal is now in its operational mode and not its travel mode. You can see this is where you attach your phone. It seems like pretty good quality. On the left hand side you got your zoom and zoom switch, so you can go wide angle or you can go close angle zoom control there as well. At the back you've got where you can put your wrist strap to the device, making sure that even if you did drop the device it'd still be held on. And you can mount this to the tripod that comes with it, but also any other tripod of your choosing, because it comes with the little screw mount there at the bottom. And then on the right hand side you've got your USB-C charging port, and that's about it for all the ports and features of this gimbal. Now my impressions of this device is got a very nice sleek design here with this chrome brushed metal effect at the front where the control panel is with the branding. It looks very good indeed. You've got more branding here on the side of the arm, the iSteady X branding here, so it's very well designed. It looks good. It's pretty lightweight as well. Now the little tripod here you can see is also branded, so there's good continuity when it comes to the branding. And you can attach this to the bottom of the device and you can have it like a tripod, because it also has the auto face tracking tripod. Now if you want to check out my other auto face tracking tripod I've recently reviewed, make sure you check out the link down below. Now to set this up you have to download a third-party app unfortunately, but the QR code's at the back there, and once you click on the website it asks you to download the app from your relevant Play Store. And once you do that, you can now use the gimbal. Now here I'm just going to turn the camera on after turning the gimbal on, and I'm going to use the built-in camera to show you that you can actually use this with the built-in camera to get your footage and not use the third-party app. But I do think the experience is better in using the third-party app. It just gives you more features. But here I'm using the gimbal with the control panel there at the front, which I can then maneuver the camera how I like. So you can see here, tilting it forward, it gives me that angle, and tilting it whichever way I want to. The 3-axis gimbal makes sure I get steady footage. So once in the app that you use for this gimbal, you can see that you got different modes. You got video, you got photo, you've got time lapse. You can click to turn on gestures, you can turn on auto face tracking, you can do more settings as well, which we'll take a look at later, and you can record video as well. So that is something that you saw me do. And here's to show you the exact range of motion of the gimbal. You can see I can go all the way nearly to the right and then all the way to the left as well, but the gimbal does have a limit, so it's not 360 degrees like the other auto face tracking tripod I reviewed on the channel. Make sure you check that out, link in the video description. So you can see I can move up and I can also move down to get the perfect angle that I require manually as well as automatically here on the gimbal. So the settings of the app allows you to choose which camera you want to use, whether you want to use the telephoto, ultra wide, or the main camera. You can also change the photo size, you can mirror your selfie, turn grid on, you can use quite a lot of settings there, the zoom, timer, you can go into professional mode as well. You can also change other settings as well with the auto face tracking, the speed, a very full settings feature. You can really adjust and customize it to the way you want to and get the most out of the gimbal. And then it comes with a bunch of presets as well. You can choose beauty mode there. You can also slim down the face, and also you got a bunch of filters you can choose from. So a good selection of filters. You can see here a full selection of filters. You can do photo mode, you can do time lapse. Here you can set that all up and start it automatically. You can do moments, and now these moments are pre-select actions of the gimbal that will basically record the footage you're seeing in the example for you without you having to do anything at all apart from holding the gimbal. And there's quite a few different ranges of them as well. So let's take a look at one of those in action, and I'm just going to go through all of them so you can see all the different types of moment modes, the pre-select activities that you can do with this gimbal without having to be a pro. You can get pro type footage. So I'm going to start this one and let's see what the end result is. So when you select one of the moments, you get a countdown. The gimbal adjusts to the starting position and it records the footage itself with or without the music. If you don't want the music, just you can mute that as well before you start, but I chose to do it with the music, and it would go through the motion and do its full recording. So once it's done, it'll give you a preview. You can save or reshoot the video, and it's successfully saved there into your camera roll. At the beginning of any moment, you can choose whether you want to have music or not, so that's just in the bottom left hand corner. But let's take a look at what we created with the moments mode. Now, apart from the fact the iPhone 13 I'm using to record on this had a bit of autofocus issue, the footage recorded was pretty good on the gimbal. Here you can see I'm recording on my iPhone 13 on a tripod without the gimbal, and you can see how shaky the footage is of this. But I think the gimbal is pretty good, especially the moments mode gives you good professional moments, if you will, without having to be an expert user of a gimbal. If you've got any questions, make sure you drop them down below. Check out my other video of the auto face tracking tripod that you may be interested in, or subscribe to the channel and see other great videos. I'll see you guys in the next video.